welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs, where hot mess and crafting go hand in hand. If you like DIYs, if you like wood signs, if you like laughter, then make sure you stick around, watch the video, see if it's your thing, and if it is, then make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. And today I am bringing you a mega video of all the new Christmas crafts that I have done this year. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, so my first inspiration comes from Pinnacle Decor. They have a Facebook and Instagram and an Etsy, and I found them on Pinterest, and I absolutely love this. So I am going to be using 3 pieces of 4x4s. They're just random sizes that I cut down. They don't have to be specifics. You could see hers were a lot larger in height than mine. So I am taking, this one's plaster. You'll see a theme. We're going to use plaster, vintage green, and cardinal red this entire video. I am going to paint the front, the back, the sides, top, bottom. You guys know the drill here. These are going to be standing up, so make sure you just coat the entire thing with paint. Hashtag Obby. All right, so with this one, I'm using cardinal red. Now, I don't know. I had this from last year. I'm thinking flamenco red. You guys, is flamenco red a red that Apple Barrel or Folk Art carries? Let me know down in the description box what your favorite go-to like Christmas red is. Preferably chalk paint, but it doesn't have to. I just want like a darker red. This is the vintage green. It is seriously perfection for Christmas. Now, I am taking my mini chip brush. You could get these on plaid.com. They are the Apple Barrel mini chip brushes. They come in an 8-pack and they give you seriously the most perfect de-stressing ever. After this, I am going to grab some ribbon. All of the ribbon I'm using is Dollar Tree. I have seen these done like with fabric. The inspiration photo, she used like a wider ribbon. So it's really going to be your preference. Now here, I am hot gluing my ribbon. You can do, you know the way I'm talking about where you like wrap it around and tie it in a bow. However, I didn't go with that. 1, I didn't want a bow up top. And then 2, I was afraid if I did that the little knot, that forms on the bottom when you twist it would like make this wobbly. So I went against it and I hot glued. All right, so for the green one, I'm going to use the Dollar Tree black and white ribbon. Anytime this comes out, I snatch it up because you know you're going to use this. I mean, you know you are. And for the red one, I grabbed the red truck ribbon from Dollar Tree. I've had this for I don't know how long and have never used it, so I was really excited. Next, my favorite, accessorizing. So y'all, these pine branches I got off Amazon last year. They are seriously the best quality ever, and they are not that expensive. I have the link for them I have my Amazon store link down in the description box, and they are in there. The little I wanted to say bristles, you know what I'm talking about, are really nice. They're high quality looking. They look so real. So anyways, highly recommend them. So this wire pick piece I'm using, these are from Hobby Lobby. Again, I got them last year, so I would assume they would have them this year. The things that are going to stay consistent with my little presents are the pine and then the little picks from Hobby Lobby. Other than that, I'm just kind of going in with odds and ends that I picked off other greenery from last year, and I'm going to start attaching it and playing around with it. And that's what I think is so much fun about doing stuff like this, because you could really just make it your own. It could be simplicity, just like the inspiration picture I showed you with the ribbon pine cones, or you can go all out like I am here with this glittery eucalyptus leaf from Dollar Tree. I'm going to add some stuff. These are, to the left, the decorative fillers from Dollar Tree. They've had them out actually kind of like all year long. And again, the pick, I'm going to use some beads in here. I'm just going to keep kind of working it in until I get it to look how I want. And then with the green, I use another kind of glittery one. And then I'm going to use a pine cone, just like a lot of different things. And I loved that I was able to use a lot of odds and ends from previous greenery. So this is how they turned out. Look at how stinking cute these are. These are gonna look cute on a coffee table, on a tiered tray, on so many things, and they will be great if you sell at vendor shows or have a booth. These are gonna do amazing. Let me know what you think down in the comments about this, and make sure to check out that website. Okay, so this next one is from burtonavenue.com. Saw these, first thing I thought was pumpkins, and then I was like, yes, ma'am, why can't we make them ornaments? So these are random scrap wood pieces. You guys, if you don't have something to cut wood, go to your local hardware store, Lowe's, I don't know why I add an L to the end of that, Home Depot, Sutherland's, and they will cut the wood for you. Just tell them what size you want it, and they will cut it for you. So I am going to paint these with the vintage green, and then I use the cardinal red. After I'm done painting these, now these are gonna sit up, so make sure you're painting the back of them and the top of them. You don't want just a plain black back. That'll look really weird. Now after this, I take that mini chip brush again. I'm adding that antique wax. Now the antique wax, one, I think makes it look a little bit more rustic, and two, it darkens up the paint. I definitely needed this for the red because it still had like that pink undertone to it. So this really helped with that. You'll see it right here. Yeah, you could see it a little bit more on the red right here. And I just really love how it deepened the color. Now I'm using these vintage wood knobs. I took these off of a dresser I recently upcycled, and you can use spindles, you could use wood branches, you could use glass knobs. I mean, tons of different options for these, but I knew this color, everything. It was just perfect. So I hot glued those on. Now, of course, we're gonna start adding some pieces on here. So for this one, I'm using those Hobby Lobby picks. I'm gonna add another one on the opposite side of this, making sure to hot glue the like wire part down so it does not move around on me. It wasn't long enough to kind of wrap around the knob, so hot glue is a good choice. Then taking my raffia, I've been making a lot of these bows, y'all, and this is the raffia is from Dollar Tree. All I do is wrap it around in a circle around my fingers and tie a piece of raffia in the middle, and you have yourself the easiest, most rustic, cutest bow ever. I love the way that these turned out, and I feel like I've been using them on a lot lately. So after I'm done wrapping the middle, we're gonna go ahead and get our hot glue and attach that to the front of our knob. Then we are going to set that aside, and the red one, this pick is from Hobby Lobby. It was $1.99. I'm sure it was 50% off because your girl, she loves a sale, okay? So I hot glued the wire to the base of that knob again, then taking another raffia bow, and again, the green and the red raffia is from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna apply that and then cut down the raffia that's hanging there. Next, we are going to take our stencils. Now, these are just from the Cricut Design Studio. I highly recommend y'all, if you have Cricut, to pay for the design access. It's just really nice to be able to go in there, grab these designs, cut them out, and not have to spend a lot of time designing if you can't. So here I am, I'm taking the, taking the stencil brush from Dollar Tree. I'm using plaster once again. Now, a nice little trick with these stencil brushes, sometimes they come super wiry. This was a new one, that's why I keep plucking out the bristles. Cut the tips of the bristles off and it'll give you a nice flat like stencil brush. All right, I always have to include peeling the vinyl off because it's so satisfying to see the nice crisp lines it leaves here. All right, so I'm gonna finish this one up. Then we are going to do the same thing with the red. I got another stencil here using the same color plaster. Yes, I am dipping straight into the Kool-Aid, okay? I have no shame. No shame at all. It is what it is. So we're gonna finish this up. I do let this dry. I just use my heat gun on this one. I never use the heat gun on the wood rounds, but this, I don't mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel that back, you guys. And these came out so adorable. And I was like, you know what? We made these for pumpkins. Pumpkins are round, not square. Why couldn't we make little ornaments out of these? So I love how I took the inspiration, turned it in, made it into my own. I love the way they came out. I love the colors. I love the knobs on top. So what a great way of like repurposing something, you know? So I hope you guys love these as much as I do.
All right, you guys, that was the first couple of DIYs. For my people that have been here a while, I know you're probably like, okay, well, I already saw these DIYs. Well, during the holidays, I've gotten a lot of new subscribers. So I thought putting all of my Christmas DIYs from this year into one video was so much easier than having to click on each individual video for the newbies that have joined our unicorn community. So that is why I created this Christmas DIY mega video over here. And I say it all the time. If you're like me, I like crafting and turning on, like if it's somebody that I really enjoy just like kind of listening to, I put it on my TV right here and I just listen while I craft. I also like to put it on the TV when I'm like cleaning my room and stuff like that. So, I mean, if you're anything like that, then you like the mega videos, and I know they ain't for everybody, and that's okay. Just go to my channel and I have individual videos for you there that are a lot I was gonna say less in time, not as time consuming. But anyways, I will be back here next Tuesday and Saturday with new content. So don't trip out, okay? And you guys know the drill. If you're digging me, if you're digging the videos, if you're digging the DIYs, then make sure you like, make sure to subscribe, and then check out the description box down below. To check out my TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook group. Okay, see, I told you, a hot mess and crafting, hand in hand. Let's go ahead and get back into this long video, you guys.
Now this next one, this is from woodrufflesandlace.com. Y'all, her signs are so rustic and beautiful. You need to check out this website. Her stuff is stunning. So I'm using, this is another scrap piece of wood. So the bottom is sanded because I used this on a previous DIY, and when I brought up my vinyl, it ripped off the wood because this wood is so soft. So right here, I sanded down the black stain. Then I'm taking white chalk paint with a baby wipe and rubbing it on. I chose to do it this way because I still wanted to see the wood grain, but I wanted to lighten up the color here. So next I'm taking this burlap bag. My girlfriend Tina gave this to me, and she's probably thinking like, girl, I did not give you this bag so you can cut it up. But I didn't have burlap, and y'all know, like, I just do with what I have. Like last time when we used the old pillowcase, like, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm gonna cut this up. I'm gonna save the back because guess what? I can make another sign with that. So we're gonna cut that up. Then we're going to get our piece of wood, and I'm gonna lay this on top, find out where I need it to be. Here we go. Then I'm gonna fold that top down and then tuck it back, turn it around, and we're gonna start stapling this down. Now for me, I do it very tight, but the inspiration photo, I believe she left like a little sag in it, which I do like too because it actually looks like a burlap sack. I think for me, I always am like, well, I want the greenery to like stay in there and not like move around. So maybe that's why I do it tight. I don't know. So then I'm going to bring up the bottom, tuck in those little corners there, and you're just going to staple. And then you're going to staple again. You're just going to keep stapling up that thing. All right, now I got some Dollar General Christmas ribbon. Y'all, this is from last year. Not sure if they have it again. It was my first year on YouTube for Christmas last year. So like I overdid it, you know, like I just bought way too much stuff. So needless to say, I seriously do not need any Christmas supplies this year. So I'm going to tie this in a basic bow. We're going to fluff it up. Super simple. I didn't even like cut dovetails on the end of it. And then we're going to get this greenery. Y'all hit up Walmart now. Hold on. First, before that, we need to hot glue the ribbon down. Now, I'm hot gluing the ribbon down because I'm probably going to sell this. However, if you are keeping this for yourself, it might be a good idea not to hot glue it down because next year, if like this Christmas theme isn't what you're going for, you could change out the bow to match your decor. So greenery, Walmart, 98 cents. This stuff is, y'all, it is fire. You need to grab them, run, go now. These things are going to be gone. I'm actually going to go back when I upload my video today, and I'm going to buy more of these because I've already used one of the bags that I bought on just this video. So now I'm going to, I did that, then I had to take it out because I was like, girl, you need something to hang this. So I doubled up some twine. I tied some knots at the ends. Then I'm just stapling them here. Now I like this versus the sawtooth hanger because I feel like somebody would have more options as to where they wanted to hang it, whether that be a door, a wall, or be a leaner, you know? So now I'm taking my stencil once again. Y'all, please do not ask why I kept the greenery in there while doing this, but I did. I don't think my mind was right this day. I mean, it usually isn't, but you know. All right, now I want to show you a close-up because I take the antique wax and I am going to pounce that on. And you can see how it gives me this darker red, which is exactly what I was going for. So if all else fails, y'all, and you can't find a dark red, here you go. Just use some antique wax over it. Definitely darkens it up, which is what I needed for this because, again, this was giving me like pink undertones. So after that, we peel it back, and then I think everything is good until I get to this other edge, and then it starts tearing up my wood. But you know what? I may do, just makes it look more rustic, and that's okay with me. So you guys, check out how this turned out. It is so stunning. I love, love, love the greenery, the beautiful bow with the red truck and snow and little black lab. To me, this is perfection, and it's so easy to make. You could do this with a cabinet door. You could do this with a Dollar Tree sign. Doesn't matter. All right. Our last one here is from countrymomhome.blogspot.com. So I saw this and I totally took it a different way, but this is where the inspiration came from. So this is actually the like faux cabinet door thing from our old oak vanity. And we are going to paint this with Rich Black by Folk Art. This is a chalk paint. And we're going to use a technique that we have used before, but we're going to take it up a notch. So after this is painted and completely dried, we are going to take our candle from Dollar Tree. This is just the linen candle. And we are going to rub that sucker everywhere, on the edges, on the corners, up top. You want to douse this thing with your wax. The more wax you put on, the more is going to come off. Okay, so keep that in mind. The more you put on, the more distressed it's going to end up looking. Now that we're done with that, we're going to go in with our red. We're going to cover all of this up with red. You'll see it kind of pulling apart because of the wax is there. That's totally fine, but cover the entire thing. It's okay how like I missed pieces, things like that. After that is dry, then we're going to take that candle wax again and apply it. Now, I got this technique from Deidre from Our Upcycled Life. You guys have heard me talk about her multiple times. She is just a very great teacher. She has a lot of different painting techniques. She does a lot without a vinyl cutting machine. So I just really like and enjoy learning from her. So now I did the wax again, as you can see, the candle wax, applied the white. Now I'm using shipping tape. I don't know if you could use other tapes. This is what I've used. You can see right here, I'm pressing down that tape, and as my camera fell down on me again, yikes. And then I am going to show you in real time how this looks and how it peels off. So wherever that, wherever that wax is, that is where it's peeling off the paint. So right here, I'm going to apply the packing tape. I'm going to actually take my like vinyl scraper and I'm going to rub that on top. This way I get that really good and adhered to that paint. Now remember, we put that wax on every layer of color. So as I pull this up, it's not only going to pull the white up, but it's going to pull pieces of the red up, pieces of the black up. Look at this. And it just gives it the most beautiful, natural, like rustic, weathered look. And I love, love, love this. Love it. And it doesn't affect, like you could totally put vinyl right on top and it will adhere, no issues at all. So now I'm applying my ribbon. This ribbon is from Hobby Lobby. I asked myself after this, why did you apply the ribbon to the front, like the hot glue? That's something you should have done in the back. But I think my mind was telling me like, you're going to cover that up with greenery anyway, so it's okay, but I don't know. All right, so we're going to finish that. Then I'm going to take this burlap garland. This is actually from Dollar Tree. I found it in California last summer, or is that 2 summers ago? That was 2 summers ago. Oh my word. It's been a long time. But I thought this would just give it like a little added rustic touch. And again, just hot glue it to there. Yeah, you should have done it that way, not this way, but it is what it is. Sure, I finished that up. Now, this is another pick from Walmart, you guys, for 98 cents. I'm seriously shook that these are only 98 cents at Walmart. So, oh, I need to get more. Okay, then the Dollar Tree Bell. These come out every year, but they sell out fast. So make sure if you find them, you snatch them up or buy a box on dollartree.com. So I took the top off of that. I'm feeding some twine through there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie it to the pick. And then I will eventually put hot glue like at the end of where I put the twine so it doesn't slip off the pick stem. All right, now I'm going to hot glue the crap. I'm going to douse the back of this with some hot glue. Now this has some weight to it. So hold it down there for a little bit, let it adhere and dry up. Then I'm going to take my hot glue gun, go around, put some on the branches that are actually touching the cabinet. And after this, we are then going to, what are we going to do? Oh, add a pine cone. Yeah, there's a hole in there. It kind of looked weird, so I added the pine cone. And next we take this vinyl stencil. This is also from the Cricut Design Space. Now keep in mind, you could get stencils on Amazon, at Hobby Lobby. There's people that sell them on Etsy as well. So a lot of different options for stencils. And I am just going to alternate between this vintage green. I'm going to go in with the red as well. And like I said, it didn't affect like the vinyl sticking to it. That wax didn't affect it at all. So I peel this off and the colors are seriously perfection to go with this weathered look. And this is how it comes out. Look at how gorgeous that you could see like the black coming through the red, the white. I love this. And it's proof that like you can take somebody's, inspiration and truly make it your own. Because mine looks completely different than the picture, but I got that inspiration and it started. Okay, so for these, we're taking these little bags. They come in 3 in a pack, and these are from last year's Christmas at Dollar Tree. Not sure if they'll come back out. And we're going to get some pails. I think these are 2 for $1. You can usually find them in the baby like shower section at Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and take the handles off. Then I am going to go ahead, set the bags aside. Then I'm going to take some floral foam and I'm going to push my pails in there. Now I don't want the foam to go all the way down. I just want it maybe like half an inch into there. And the reason I say that is because we are going to end up filling the bottom half of our pails with rocks. So as you can see, pushing it in there, then cutting the excess away. And of course, I don't throw all that away. I keep my bigger pieces for other projects, but of course. And then we'll pop those back out. Got to clean up our space with our little vacuum. And then here I am just filling it up with pebbles. You could get them outside. These are from Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to push my foam in there. Now you can put some hot glue in there if you want to, but these were like just right that this foam was not moving anywhere. So after I push those down, clean up my workspace, I'm going to get our little bags and then I'm going to roll them down a couple notches here. Then we'll stick our pails inside. Now you can do this on a much bigger scale. I loved the little mini factors and it reminded me of the little Christmas trees you see at Hobby Lobby, at Walmart, all of those places. So I just thought these would be adorable to make. So I'm going to stick those in there. And then after I get those adjusted, I'm just going to get a bunch of picks. So like I use for this one a Walmart pick. I got some Dollar Tree picks. And what I'm doing is trying to unwrap the paper on the bottom of this pick, but y'all, Walmart's got this down, okay? And then I'm just going to play around with these florals. So I'm taking this apart with my wire cutters. I'm going to put some pine in there. We're going to put the little cone in there as well. And then if you guys are wondering why I added the pebbles at the bottom, it was to add weight so that these don't fall over when we put our florals in. And then of course I need to add some red because it wouldn't be a Christmas floral without a little pop of red. I think these are from Big Lots. I don't know, you guys. I just have so much stuff at this point. I don't know where it all comes from. Okay, and then I'm going to take, for this one, I'm going to take a star. I'll also use a gingerbread man and then the bell. And these are the little wood cutouts from Dollar Tree. And I am painting them with beadboard by DIY Paints. And then I'm going to get my antique wax and I'm going to, I start out by kind of brushing it on the edges just so that it pops a little bit more. And then I'll get my brush and drag the excess throughout the top of the entire piece so that it looks, you know, more weathered, rustic, my style, you know. So after that dries up, then I'm going to take my drill gun and I'm going to drill some holes in there. Now, for whatever reason, the bell bag has holes in it, but the stars and the gingerbread don't. So you will have to either drill a hole or you can hot glue it. Then taking this red string, I just double up, I just wrap it around, and then I will tie it off in the back. I don't want it to have like a tassel effect, so I just tie it off in the back and just leave it like that. And I'm just speeding this up, you guys, just to show you a different take on the florals. I got these Dollar Tree florals right here. I'm going to mix them with some of the remnants of the Walgreens pick. So this is what's fun about them. You could really like dress them up, dress them down. You could just straight up get one of the mini Christmas trees from Dollar Tree. They're coming out with so many different versions and put that in there. You can put like heat transfer vinyl on the front of the bags or white paint pen. So tons of options for these, you guys, like tons of options. And this white little wood piece added just what it needed. My girlfriend Christy helped me out with that. And here are these little sacks of the Christmas florals. These are going to look so good on like tiered trays as little fillers in your, you know, in your bookshelf. I mean, I love them. I hope you do too. Okay, so for this one, I'm starting out with a scrap piece of wood. It actually had something on it and then I just sanded it off. Always repurpose. And then I'm going to take my antique wax and water mixture and we are just going to get a chip brush and put this on over. I've been using this a lot lately because it dries so quickly since it is more so water-based. If I were to use my oil-based stains, I would have to wait overnight to paint on top of this. So I've definitely been digging this little mixture, and you guys can do this with any color. You can do it with red, with green, with black, anything. You just mix any paint color you want with water and it creates a stain like this. So next I'm going to get that beadboard DIY paint. I get my DIY paint from upcycledbybrie.com. I will leave the link for it down in the description box. And okay, this is going to sound so confusing, but Daisy DIY, when she distresses things, she like angles her chip brush. So instead of like using your brush strokes with like the fatter part, okay, I do slow it down so you guys could hopefully pick up what I'm putting down. Do you see how I'm using like the skinnier part and like dragging it instead of holding it on its side and dragging it? I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down because I just sound like a complete mess right now, but I was trying my best to describe it to you. But anyways, I think it just adds like a really rustic, more natural distress than using the fat part of the, yeah. Okay, that was a mess, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my painter's tape. I'm going to go ahead and create a square. Now you guys can totally make this using a Dollar Tree, one of the Dollar Tree long signs. Dollar Tree even makes chalkboard sheets that you can cut into a square and post it on. Oh, that was a great italic right there. Yes, girl. Okay, then I am going to take my, this is the Dollar Tree chalk paint, chalkboard paint, and y'all, it is good. I actually like this way better than the Rust-Oleum one. You start out with light coats because a little bit goes a long way. I'm using my Folk Art Folk Art paintbrush that I get at Walmart. It leaves like hardly any streaks or brush strokes, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and dry it up, do a second coat on this, and then once we're done with that second coat, I'm going to go ahead and peel that up. Gives us perfect rectangle. Oh, I was going to say rectangular. Now, these are my IOD stamps. Y'all, I want to make clear, IOD does not sell these anymore. If you can find a stockist that carries them, I will try to find some for you that still has it in stock from last year. You can get your hands on them. I was impatient. I needed them. So I just wanted to show you. On the left is lacquer from our lacquer from Waverly, and on the right, that was that flamenco color. Remember I was talking about that? Okay, so you can use paint on your IOD stamps, and it says to use a brayer. I didn't have that. This is my Mod Podge roller, okay? My plate, sorry I said that, I said it again. Oh well. My plate was uneven, so I couldn't, it was just a hot mess, you guys. Anyways, here are the stamps. That one I put a little less paint. The second one, more paint, so it shows up a lot brighter. And then after that, I put on my stencil, and I'm going to use that flamenco red. Now, I'm using my stencil brush, using this acrylic based paint. Now, doing this, I remembered why I do not use acrylic paints. People ask me all the time when doing wood rounds, why don't you like using acrylic paints? And I was totally reminded, which is a shame because this was like, it's the perfect red. Or I could use it, just not for stenciling. So I will show you, as I'm peeling this up, the paint is peeling with it. Like it is taking all the paint on the edges, some of it even lifting up. That's why you see me, I'm trying to like press the paint back down, because I could seriously, if I wanted to, just like take a strand of it and just peel all of it up. So I don't know if you're supposed to, weed your stencil while it's still wet, but even then that wouldn't be good for me because I'm a hot mess and I would smear the paint everywhere. So anywho, I do show you a close-up of what I am talking about, which luckily I like things, rustic looking. So see how it like totally peeled all of the edges up, but it is what it is. We make it work. And then I do end up covering the black or the chalk part and then spraying it. And then here I am seasoning it. You must season your chalkboards, or else if you went directly with your chalk and wrote 24 on there, it would stain that 24 on there permanently. So that's why you season your chalkboards. So after this, you guys, we are all done. These would make great gifts for the holidays. These make great resale gifts if you do like vendor booths or anything like that. But I really love how it came out. And like I said, everything happens for a reason because it does look rustic with the letters kind of peeling away here. And look at that red. I love this red so much. It's like the perfect dark red. And again, that was Flamenco by Apple Barrel. All right, you guys, this next one is easy peasy. I am just taking a coffee can. You could use the large size, the medium size, use all the sizes, seriously. And I'm going to peel it back. At first, I thought that it wasn't going to be like a clean peel, but it came out super clean. There was no like glue residue on it or anything. I'm going to use that same bead board by DIY Paint, and I am going to apply that with a chip brush. Now, I would have been happy with one coat, but because of the material of the can, I had to do a second because you could the paint was kind of pulling away and showing a little bit of the silver. So I do go back in and do a second coat. And I have to say, the DIY paint is clay based, so it shows up like true matte, which I absolutely love. All right, then taking some twine, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap this around multiple times. What's nice about this project is you guys can add ribbon to this. You guys could add different colored twine. You could leave it just as is if you like just the simplicity of maybe putting a design on it. But there are so many different ways you can take this project to make it fit into your Christmas decor this holiday season. So I'm going to continue to go ahead and wrap this around. Then I'm going to take a decal. I got this from Cricut Access, I believe. And I'm going to cut some slits in it, kind of every, I don't know. Gosh, you guys, I need to go to bed or something. But I'm going to go ahead and remove this. I'm just using a permanent vinyl on this. And then we are going to, okay, any day now, oh, there we go. Okay, now I get the scissors. I make slits. This is going to help the decal bend to the curves. So you can see how easy that was. And then I'll take this off. And then you guys, I found Christmas trees at garage sales like a couple weekends back, and they fit perfectly in these coffee cans. And I just want you to imagine like more of these. Like imagine the medium coffee can, a small soup can. Like how gorgeous would these be staggered over like a little bench outside? Like there's just so many possibilities for them, you guys. I absolutely love the way they came out. All right, this last one, y'all, I know you guys have probably seen these a million times, but I've never done it on my channel and I wanted to make some. So I got these styrofoam cones. I actually got them during the summer from Dollar Tree. You can also get them at Hobby Lobby or any craft store. I am using the yarn from Dollar Tree. This is like the thicker yarn. So I start from the top first, not the flat part, because I'm gonna have to go back over the top in order to get that pointy like tree shape. Don't ask why I went up and down right there. I don't know, you guys. All right, so now I'm just going to wrap this around. Now for me, I wanted some kind of like dimension depth. I didn't want it just one layer. So I wrap it around and then I kind of go back over it and wrap it in like another layer so that you can see the yarn popping out. That probably doesn't make sense. So as I get to the bottom, I'm going to start hot gluing it because we don't want this to get away from us as we go towards the bottom. Then at the bottom, I'm going to start hot gluing it. Now, you don't have to, but you guys, it's like my worst fear that like they're going to be sitting on my coffee table, somebody bumps into it, they fall down, and then there's this ugly white styrofoam peeking out. Like I'm just, just do it right the first time. My mom always taught me. So we're doing it right and we're just going to finish it. Okay. So I do that. Then we're going to get to the top and I'm going to start the same thing, going around in circles. I just get my hot glue and follow it around and I kind of start wrapping it on top of itself. And this is what's going to give us kind of just a small little point so that it's not so flat at the top. And then as we get closer in, I'll go ahead and cut the excess off. And then we will get the end piece and just kind of put some hot glue in there and tuck it in where it's supposed to go. All right. So here are the three. I got a red, a white, and I got some green. Very cute. And we are going to take these wood blocks. I think these are from Hobby Lobby. And we're going to take some skewers. So I'm going to take my dog clippers. We're going to clip those. Make sure you get the pointy part in your styrofoam. Just makes it a lot easier. And then I'm going to take my drill gun and put some holes in there. I think I end up going in another time because you don't want them to be so big to where they're going to move around. You want them just right where you could push those skewer sticks down in and they are going to stick. And I do go back in and put super glue in the holes I didn't do that right here, but I did do that, okay? All right, so now that those are in our bases, then I'm going to take these pearl necklaces that I got at a garage sale, and I'm going to cut those up, put them to some use. They also have pearls at Dollar Tree as well. And now you guys, we're just going to hot glue these all around our trees. I'm using big, small, medium, large, same thing as big, but you know, whatever. And we're going to do those for all of our trees. Now you guys, these are so simple, but I think they're one of my favorites of these projects. I just love the way they turned out, and I feel like they would look so good on my coffee table on a tray, kind of staggered with some books, of course, and I don't know what else. But so after I'm done with that, I'm going to get some skewers again. Now, make sure again you're getting the sides that are pointy. It just helps stick them into the styrofoam. Then I'm going to get these stars from Dollar Tree, hot glue those to the top. I decided to keep mine like raw wood so they matched the base of the trees. You could paint these up. You could slap some glitter on them. You just do your thing. You could even put a bunch of little baby pearls on there. That would be cute too. But here they are, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me and for spending your time with me today. I hope you got inspired by these easy Christmas DIYs, and I will be back here Thursday with probably a thrift store haul, and then Saturday for some more DIYs. So I hope you guys have a good one. You guys ready for the easiest DIYs? So I'm using this recycled grapevine wreath that I've literally used I don't know how many times. And I'm able to repurpose my grapevine wreaths because usually I do not put hot glue, except for this first pick for whatever reason. So all of the picks for this wreath I got at Walmart. They were only 98 cents, so even cheaper than the Dollar Tree. And don't ask me why I decided to hot glue just this one pick. But for the rest of them, I will be using the Dollar Tree floral wire. So for this, I knew I wanted it to be glittery because there was going to be gnomes on it. And then I also wanted to break up the glitter with the lamb's ears pick. And this is also in the Christmas section at Walmart right now. So I get that floral wire and I put it around the biggest part of the pick, and then I'm going to tighten it up. Now I do show you right here, you can see how it's on the thickest part. I attached it to the wreath and then I tighten it up. And I am also going to use this pick as well. Sorry, I feel like I kept smacking my lips. This pick, also Walmart, and I knew I needed a pop of red in there because the gnomes had red. And I just feel like for Christmas stuff, you always need a pop of red. So again, I use my floral wire here. I grab a piece of the bottom of the pick to attach to the grapevine wreath. And then I'm going to get my needle nose pliers here. Sorry, that's, you guessed it, your favorite guy, Hank. And we are going to then twist it up. And I'm going to do that in real time here. And I know it's hard to see since the wire itself is dark green, but I am just twisting, and this gives it like the tightest fastening you could get it, because we don't want those moving around. So then I complete the rest of the florals. Then taking these gnomes from Dollar Tree, I get some skewer sticks, size it up. Then I am going to attach the skewer sticks to the back of our gnomes. This I thought would be great for one, helping them sit up, and then also for attaching them to the wreath itself. So after I attach the skewers to the back of our little gnomies, then we are going to play around with the placement. So after I figure out where I want them placed, I'm going to put some more hot glue on the back of the pick just so the picks don't move around or fall out or anything like that. Second one, figure out where he wants to go, stick that in there. Super easy. And then of course I needed to add just this last little pick, which just tied it all in together. It just brought all of the greenery back around. Oh, I'm keeping this for myself. I am not selling it. I fell in love with it. And seriously, you guys, this was so easy to make. So easy. And look at how beautiful this turned out. And like a grapevine wreath you could get at Hobby Lobby on sale for like $5. We use like $6, 6, 7, 8 for the accessories, the greenery and the elf. So seriously, about 10 bucks for this thing. So pretty. Continuing on with some easy DIYs, we're going to take this Dollar Tree sign. We are going to keep it green. It's absolute perfection, that color. And the little gnome I actually got from a Christmas Dollar Tree sign as well. So at first I start trying to just paint over the paper, but then the paper started lifting and I was like, all right, that's cool. Like, let's just peel it off. Well, that didn't work either. There you go. That's the outcome of that. So then I decided to get some scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby and I'm going to go ahead, turn it around, trace it out, cut it. Y'all know the deal here. And then I will take my jumbo jot glue stick from Dollar Tree. Make sure you get the edges very, very good with your glue stick. You can also use Mod Podge, whatever, but the glue stick does hold up like pretty dang well. So now we're going to take that, we're going to just pop it back into our frame. And then we are going to change up the gnome's beanie. So I'm taking some more scrapbook paper. I got this little pack from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to trace out his beanie, cut that out. And then after I cut it out, I start measuring it up and I'm like, okay, you need to cut a little bit off here. Okay, no, you got to cut a little bit more. And then I get smart and I'm like, oh, just press over his nose so you know where to cut it. And then of course it's perfection. So then taking the glue stick once again, I'm just going to rub that all around, making sure to get my edges very well with the glue. Attach that on, and I don't know, I feel like it brought it up a notch and didn't make it look so Dollar Tree. So I apply this with hot glue, you guys. It does not work, so just letting you know, I had to use my Star Bond super glue on this because it did just totally fall off. So then I made a decal. This is shiplap in the Cricut Design Studio. And I just put a simple, sweet gnome here. And this is so cute. It stands up on its own. And you guys, how simple. There it was. It fell off. But look at how cute. I wish you could really see the color because the beard looks yellow right here, but it's actually bright and like super glittery. And I love the simplicity of this little guy. Let me know what you guys think about it. Okay, I'm finally putting some of these wood cutting boards, or they're called actually breadboards, from Dollar Tree to use. I'm also using some tissue paper from Dollar Tree as well. So I am going to cut a smaller section out of our tissue paper here. Oh, this tissue paper is so gorgeous. And then I am going to get our Mod Podge, also from Dollar Tree. And I feel like the lighter of a layer you put of the Mod Podge, the less wrinkling and bubbles you get. But that's my thought on it. All right, now I'm going to lay that on there. I'm going to get my Mod Podge roller, which you can get on plaid.com. And I roll that to press any of the bumps or air bubbles and things out. I'm going to hit it with some heat so that it dries quickly. Then taking my rough sanding block from the Dollar Tree, we're going to go in downward motions. Make sure you go in downward motions or you're going to rip your tissue paper. So I continue to do that all the way around. And then after I'm done with that, we're going to put a second layer of Mod Podge on top. This is tissue paper. If you do want to sell these, I would just say add the extra layer of Mod Podge. And then you hit it with some heat. Again, dries super quick. And then I do make another one. This tissue paper is also from Dollar Tree and it's gorga. Oh my gosh, look at how gorgeous that is. Yes, please. All right. So of course we have to accessorize it. So I'm taking this greenery from Dollar Tree, the elf ornaments from Dollar Tree, and I am going to tie them both together. So I'm getting some twine. I just layer them together, double knot that up, easy peasy. And then we're going to take it around the handle of our breadboard. I will tie it off in the back, double knot that, and then we will just kind of wrap the twine around and around. and tack that off. You guys, these are so darling. And for the other breadboard, I decided to use the gnome with the white hat on it. And you can change this up with, you know, the tissue paper, the greenery. You don't even have to use the elf as, you know, like the accessory or anything, but these turned out so cute. You could also drill a hole in the top so that you could hang them maybe as like a tree decoration. They are a little heavy though, but look at how stinking cute these are. These will look cute even without the gnomes and stuff. I just love them. Dollar Tree, you're killing it. All of that was Dollar Tree, all of it. All right, our last one, you guys. So we're gonna use the plaid charger plate from, you guessed it, Dollar Tree. So I was at like the bottom of the barrel with this Waverly chalk paint, and there were like so many crumbs in here. It kept cracking on me. Oh my gosh, it was just a mess. That's why I love my DIY paints, because I feel like after you put one layer on of chalk paint and then you try to go over it again, it's just not perfect and flawless. I don't know. Is it me? Or do you guys have the same issue with chalk paint? But I end up doing around 3 coats of it. And then I'm going to take, this is like, is it a weeding tool or something? It's from Dollar Tree. It has a pokey end and a plastic end. That's all I know. Anywho, all I'm doing is taking the chalk paint off of the edges that had built up, and it works like a charm. So after that, I'm going to take our little gnome guy. This is an ornament from Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to hand paint some stripes on this little guy. I think it just added a little something more. He was too plain for my liking. And this is the ornaments. They almost look like they're made with clay. And they come in a 2-pack. So this guy came with, I think, a candy cane it was. So definitely be on the lookout. I like that the backs of them are flat so you could attach them to anything. So after we're done with that guy, I did make I got some black paint and did the lightest distressing possible. And I did this because my paint was so messed up that I wanted it to kind of make it look like I meant for it to look like a mess. All right, so I just wanted to show you, you can use the Dollar Tree black letter stickers for this. I decided to make my own stickers or vinyl decals with the shiplap font. So I'm going to place the font down first, and then we are going to place the gnome as our eye here. So you could see I'm like trying to get it so that it fits perfectly. I think I measured this at 2.5 by 11.25 to ensure that the gnome would fit in the proper place. Then I get my Star Bond medium super glue, spray some accelerator, sorry about Hank, and then I'm going to also apply Mary to the top. I do attach some twine to the back for hanging, and it is all done. Super simple, but very cute, and you can definitely customize these to fit your home decor, which I love. So you guys, thank you so much for spending. All right, so for this one, we're gonna use one of the Dollar Tree like tag signs. They actually have different ones out right now for Christmas, so go snag some up. I'm gonna go ahead and take the twine off of this. I do try and sand majority of the glitter off. That way when I put the backing on, it will actually stick to it. So I'm going to start off by using Rust-Oleum Linen White. I'm going to give it a rough paint job. I only do 1 coat, and I also make sure to hit the sides just a wee bit. All right, next I'm taking my IOD Christmas stamps. These are last year's edition, so not a lot of people carry them anymore. But I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have a good coat of my black IOD ink on him, and then I'm just going to flip him around, and I'm going to put him on the bottom left corner. You can also print a Santa image out on tissue paper as well. So there's quite a few options you could do to achieve this look. And then I'm just going to peel him back, and oh my gosh, you guys, this stamp is so detailed. It's insane. Next, I am grabbing some Hobby Lobby ribbon. I made 2 complete circles of ribbon. Now I am going to, obviously what I just said, circle them up, I guess. And then I am going to cut some slits in the middle, get my little zip tie there, and then I'm going to pull that tight, cut the excess of my zip tie off, and look it's a perfect, just cute bow, and it's so simple to make. Now I'm going to take some wood beads. I love doing it this way since I started doing this, and all I'm doing is spritzing some water in there. I'm going to coat it with some of the Crimson Waverly chalk paint, just kind of stir them up in there, and I'm also just going to get my heat gun and dry them right in the cup. Now what's nice about chalk paint, you can take this cup and whatever else you're using, put it in some hot water, and it will come off so easily. Next, I'm taking the end of this paintbrush. It looks kind of like I'm drawing some white paint. The more paint you get, the more coverage you're going to get. I wanted light coverage. I didn't want it to coat the entire bead. So you'll see I drop them in there, shake them up just a little bit. I love this technique. They come out so beautiful. So I think I used 8 total. And now I'm going to get some twine. I am going to string my beads on. Now, after it kind of covered up it did cover up the text quite a bit. So I wish I would have either not done this at all or done less beads on my strand. So I'm going to do 4, and then I'm not doing any fancy tassels or anything like that. I'm just going to double or triple knot them at the ends and then cut the excess of the twine off. And then I just leave a little gap in the middle. That way I could put this, attach it like to the back of my bow. So there we go. Tie that. Is it basic? All right. Now I am just taking a little piece of ribbon, folding it on up, and then I'm going to cover the zip tie this way. And then as you can see, I put the strand of beads in the bow so that you can't see it, and then just hot gluing that closed. Now I'm gonna cover the back of my sign. You could use contact paper to cover the back of your signs. You can not cover them, but I prefer to. I don't want to see the Easter little picture on the back, so I just got this from Dollar Tree, the wrapping paper that is, and I'm gonna hot glue it and then cut it out with my craft knife. So once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and put this all together. So I am going to hot glue my bow first. And the reason I did this was because I wanted to know how much room after I put the bow on I would have for my text. So I decided to add some of my pine needles, pine branches. These are on my Amazon store. Absolutely love them. You'll see me use them several times in my Christmas DIYs. And I'm just going to hot glue those underneath our cute little bow. Now taking some vinyl decals I made from the Cricut, I'm going to go ahead and peel those off. And then you'll see what I'm talking about the beads covering the N and the T. But other than that, this seriously came out so darn beautiful. And then I was like, there's some blank spots here. So I got my IOD stamps. There's little snowflakes. And I'm just kind of filling in those spaces. And voila! Look at how detailed this Santa is with his cheeks and his little glasses. I love the way this turned out, and I hope you do too. All right, y'all. For this one, we're going to take 4 picture frames. Do any that you like. You could do gold, you could do white. I chose to do this wood grain one because I like the way it looks once you apply white paint to it. I have made something similar before, but this one we're going to make Christmassy. So I wanted this to look like an actual window. So I wanted to keep the glass in the frame. So I'm using my Starbond medium adhesive, and I'm going to attach all the glass to the inside of the frames, And I'm going to take these little prongs out. I tried folding them down, but you could still see them through the frame, so you will have to take these out. So I'm going to do that for all 4 of our frames. You could even do these with like 8 by 10s, 11 by 14s. So you can make this on a bigger scale for sure. So now I'm going to take my sponge. I brush on some white paint and I'm just rubbing it on my frame. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I don't want to oversaturate it. I just want to hit the top of this with the lightest amount possible, and you can just see how it makes all of that grain pop out. It makes it feel more wintry to me. Now, play around with your frames because some of them are a little lopsided. And now I'm going to take, again, the Starbond medium adhesive. I'm going to take my accelerator. That just helps the glue set up instantaneously. So like right when it hits it, it should dry. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom 2 frames. Easy peasy. Spray that on, stick them together, and then we will stick the 2 of these sets together to make one large window pane. So here we go. Spritz that on. Okay. So once we have that and it dries, it's very sturdy. I did not have to reinforce it with popsicle sticks on the back or anything like that. Then we're going to accessorize it. Well, not yet. I took the backs of the like hangers off of the back of one of the photo backs. And again, just taking my medium adhesive, I'm going to go ahead and glue those on there so whomever owns it can have the option to hang it, or they can prop it up. But it worked very well. You could also use sawtooth hangers, or you can just glue some twine to the back of it as well. Now taking these beautiful 98-cent picks from Walmart, I'm going to hot glue them on top of our frame. Now, I wish I would have paid attention because, yeah, that fell off. Because I didn't make this even, so when I applied my bow, it kind of looks off center, but you know what? Learn from my mistakes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let that set up, and then we're going to get our second one, and I'm just overlapping it, making sure that I get the glue really good on like the bristle part, I guess you can say, because I feel like it holds up a little better. Now, I think I got this ribbon from Joann's, but it was like years ago. I am going to make a very simple bow. I don't know why I decided to make it this way when I could have just looped it like I did the other one and it would have been way easier. But anywho, I am taking 2 strands. I am hot gluing the ends together, and then I am going to get a 3rd piece, make a little cylinder. This will be the middle of our bow. And next I fold them in half. That way I know where my middle is. And then I just kind of scrunch them together. Okay, scrunch, scrunch. Take my zip tie. And what's nice about making bows with zip ties is that if it's off center, you can move that zip tie before tightening it so that your bow is nice and even on both sides. So now that we're done with that, I just take my centerpiece here. Or no, I decided not to do that. I take twine and I'm going to wrap that around the middle. And it looks cute. I like the twine, adds kind of like a rustic feel to it. And then I'm going to go ahead and saturate that. Yeah, saturate it with some hot glue. I was holding it right here and it just starts dripping down. And I was like, what the heck? I didn't even put that much on there. All right. So after that, I move to the bottom. This is another Walmart pick. And I'm trying to make sure that the branches are kind of popping out towards me because I do have the red cardinal that I want to like have sitting on the branches. So I hot glue this very well. And then there's a little bit of the pick that I had cut off still sticking out. So I'm going to get the pine cone that originally came on this, and I'm going to stick it on the bottom. See where like that brown was showing? I wanted to cover that up. So I'm going to take the pine cone and I'm going to hot glue that right there. But I guess I want you to see me hold it down for a little bit. Okay, There it is. There it is, you guys. I finally did it. Okay, there's our little cardinal. Not doing anything fancy with this guy. Just gonna hot glue him right on top of the branches. And you have yourself the cutest little winter window pane. I like the glass inside. I think it makes it look more like authentic, I guess you can say. And like I said, you can make this on a bigger scale, a smaller scale, and you could get your frames from Dollar Tree like I did. Okay, for this one. This is one of those like money saving jar boxes from Dollar Tree. We're going to take it apart. Now, I will tell you, flip it around because I kept the hole on the top. Shouldn't have done that. So I'm going to take my razor blade. I'm going to go ahead and scrape the lettering off. Some people say you could use nail polish remover. Never works for me. So I just use a razor blade. And then after I am done getting this off, I'll just go ahead and clean it with some glass cleaner. These little razor blades that like are in a little handle, they have a 4-pack at Dollar Tree. All right, so next I'm going to paint the sides of it with Truffle by Waverly, and I wanted to give it more of like a wood look, so that's why I decided to go with the wood. You could, if you love like the black and white like look, it would be even easier if you just left it black. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that. I don't worry about taping it off because chalk paint comes off so easily that I'm just going to get the razor blade and I will clean it that way. So then I take my chippy brush, put a light coat of plaster on there to distress it down. Love the way that looks. You guys know, I like things like rustic, kind of looking, distressed. And then here I have the razor blade and I'm just going to go around that frame, getting off any of the paint that got onto my glass, and then I'll just clean it with a glass cleaner. Easy peasy. All right, now I'm going to take some scrapbook paper. This book of scrapbook paper is from Hobby Lobby. And then I am going to take a jumbo glue stick from Jot, and I am going to glue that to the back of it. And this DIY is so nice because you can really make it your own by just changing up the background with scrapbook paper. And yeah, it'll be so cute. All right, taking more of those pine leaves, I am going to cut up about 4 pieces, 5 maybe, 5. All right, so now we're going to put this together. I got these, I don't know where these lights, you guys, like what store they came from. Mama Mickey sent these to me. I'll try looking on Amazon for you guys, but they are nice because the little actual packet or whatever where you turn them on and off is so tiny. So anyways, it took me like an hour playing with this thing because I'm a perfectionist, and I was like, okay, that's a little too much light here, not enough light here, there's a pine cone missing here. So I kept opening and closing this darn thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you just need to let it be. Let it be. Let it go. All right, don't sing that. Definitely don't sing that on here. Okay, so then finally I close it up. I just have to get over it. It is what it is. And then I'm going to take this decal. This is from Design Access on Cricut. And I'm going to attach this. You could even get like a paint pen and put like Merry Christmas on there, whatever you want. And then I will tape this to the back, our little handle. Okay, you don't have to put green, that's just tacky, but I was just winging it right there. And this is how it comes out. And I think this would be cute like in a set of 3 with different sayings on it, different scrapbook backgrounds. So options are really endless with this DIY, you guys. Okay, you guys, my husband decided to grace us with his hands and forearms for this DIY. I had asked him, for our anniversary, will you do a DIY for me? And he's like, sure. So I showed him a Pinterest picture, and he got to have his phone on the side of him to keep referencing it. And this was definitely, it was fun. He's more creative than I thought. So we're taking a pizza pan. We did pre-spray it with clear matte by Rust-Oleum. That way our chalk paint had something to adhere to, and it didn't like chip off or anything like that. So it covers the entire thing with rich black by Folk Art. And he was so funny during this. He's like, "What paintbrush do I use? What?" And I go, "I'm not telling you what to do. You figure it out." So he's gonna coat this entire thing. We didn't do the back, but you definitely can. And then after this dries, just go ahead and use your heat gun. He takes a white by Rust-Oleum and he is making like a half moon, I guess you could say, shape. And if you guys love painting, this is totally for you. And this was really easy too. Oh, he got all bent out of shape when that white went over to the side. I go, yeah, we'll just rub it in and you tell people that you meant for it to be rustic. So he does one coat of this, and then he wanted it to look like in the picture, it looks like there's I guess a snow flurry on top of the snowman. So he gets the Dollar Tree stencil brush. There we go. He has to reference that. And he is doing that, but then it's such a harsh like contrast between like, you know, the paint strokes and then the stippling. So he goes over the entire snowman and does the stippling effect to it. There we go. And then we are going to now, and I didn't even tell him to do this, you guys. He turned his paintbrush around and he made the little snowflakes or whatever, these snowdrops. And I'm like, his mom's really crafty. So I'm like, he probably gets it from his mama. And then he's leaving that space right there because he needs to leave room for the carrot and the snowflake. So now taking Pumpkin by Waverly and a lot smaller of a paintbrush, he is going to basically make like a triangle shape with this here. And he was like, why won't this paint get any darker? I'm like, you have to let it dry and then you do a second coat with it. So he does some work with the nose here. He even takes it up a little bit higher. And then we are going to then after, watch, you'll see the difference with the second coat. It makes a huge difference. So that's the second coat. Then he takes a dauber. Look, he even starts in the middle. He's so smart. And then he's going to make the snowman's little happy face. Easy peasy. And then he takes a little detailed brush and makes like, you know, the little glisten on the carrot. So cute. And this is where he's like got all upset with himself and was like, ugh, I shouldn't have done the snowflake. And I'm like, snowflakes aren't meant to be perfect, babe. You got this. Let me know down in the comments how you think John did. I love this. When the kids saw it, they were like, Dad didn't do that. I was like, he did all by himself. The only thing I helped him with was the bow at the end. So after he's done with that, he's going to take a little bit of pink by Faux and he's just going to make the snowman have little rosy cheeks because he's been kissed by the winter air. So cute. I think I need to send this to his mom. Then he gets the nautical rope from Dollar Tree and he is just going to take this around and he's going to do it twice. He said if he could have done it again, he would have brought the nautical rope higher up on that, like the lip of the pizza pan, because we are using the back of the pizza pan. So he said he wished he would have done that. But he goes and he does 2 loops of the nautical rope. And as he goes on the second loop, he's now hot gluing the rope together because there is no more pizza pan for it to attach to. So he is just making sure he is attaching it to the rope. So he's going to bring that all the way up to the top. And then in order to cover the seams of where we started and we ended our nautical rope, I made a finger bow for him. And he's going to hot glue that to the top. And he didn't even burn himself once too. So that was pretty good. Now he's going to turn it around and then he's going to get another piece of nautical rope and he is going to hot glue that straight to the back. And we are all done with this project. Let John know how he did. I think it turned out really good. It's really cute. I definitely need to send this to his mom for Christmas because she would be so proud of his creativity. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me on a Christmas DIY video. I hope you guys have an amazing... For this first DIY, we are going to start out with this sheet music that I just Googled and printed in landscape. You guys, okay. So you guys can do this with like a tea bag. My preference is soaking it in coffee and then baking it in the oven. I will drop a link down in the description box for a video that I have done that in before. I was truly being lazy and was like, you know what? I'm going to try the antique and water. It seriously comes out looking like I took a brown marker and colored the entire page. So I wish if I could do this again, I would have just done the coffee, but it is what it is. So I am just taking a chip brush. I am taking my antique wax and water mixture. I am putting it over my sheet music, Joy to the World. And then I am going to crinkle it up while it's damp and then continue to dry this. I wanted it a little bit more crinkly. I wanted it old looking. So after I was done, I did it a little tighter and then I'm going to flatten it out. There we go. Easy peasy. Now, this beautiful frame actually came from Dollar Tree. It has the mat already in there, which is perfection. And I'm going to go ahead and take it apart. Now, I do end up changing this because I was like, how am I going to get the sheet music to stick? Yada, yada. I'll show you guys later. So now we're taking these little round wood pieces. I got these from Walmart. I think they come in a pack of like 5 or 6 for 98 cents, maybe $1.98. I'm not sure. I know they are really inexpensive though. I'm going to paint all of them plaster. Then after the plaster dries, I'm going to hit it with some antique wax. You guys know me. I like it. I feel like it just adds a little bit more dimension than leaving it flat white or plaster. After this, we're going to take our Dollar Tree letters. Now I'm putting them towards the bottom of the round because we will be putting greenery at the top. If you like simple, then make sure just to stick them right in the center here. After I am done putting those on, I'm going to hit them with some Mod Podge. And the reason I did this is because I wasn't sure if I was going to put it in my booth or not, and I really don't want those stickers popping off on us. So I'm just coating it with a light coat of Mod Podge, my easy squeezy from Dollar Tree Mod Podge. And then I'm going to hit that with the heat gun and let it dry. Now I'm taking some greenery. I believe these are the Walmart picks. And I would say, you guys, the more simplistic on the greenery, the better, because you really want the lettering to stand out versus your greenery. That's why I went with a more simple pick here. So I put 2 on each side. Then I play around with some ribbon. Hold on, if I ever get past this part. And I'm going to do some finger bows. I'm the worst, but I will try and remember to link it down below. I had some star red ribbon, and then I ended up, let's just go with plain red ribbon. So you guys, I am going to repeat this exact same step with the other 2 circles. You can change them up, but no, don't change them up. I think they all should look the same. Okay, so now we got our sheet music and our frame. So you could see right here, I end up having to, okay, I do take it out. Then I'm going to take that cardboard piece out. I'm going to attach the sheet music to the mat in there. Then I put the cardboard back in. I'm even going to put the glass back in. That way we don't have the paper like bowing in on us. I needed a firm backing because we're going to go get those round pieces and we're putting them in our frame. So as you can see, I do have to tuck them into the mat just a little bit. This is also why we're not using the glass, because they wouldn't have fit. So I'm just going to hot glue these on here, you guys. And that is it. You can attach a hanger. You can put it like sawtooth on the back. But I think this looked so cute. I wish the Joy to the World sheet music was a lot lighter. But you know what? It is what it is. And I think it actually looks so adorable. Let me know what you think. All right, here's another easy one for you. I am taking one of the Christmas tree ornament signs from Dollar Tree. We're going to pop that silver top off, but make sure to keep it because we'll be reusing it. And then I am going to take my collection of Hobby Lobby sheet music. I chose this beautiful gold one, and we are going to go ahead and just like flip that around. I'm going to trace it out. Oh, you guys, I found the chili covered watermelon suckers at our gas station to die for. Anywho, I'm going to cut this out. I don't think I need to show you. You guys know how to cut it out. And then I'm going to apply Mod Podge. Can I just tell you, I don't know how I got like the biggest, bubbliest bubble on like putting the scrapbook paper on over the Mod Podge, because seriously, this is a thick piece of scrapbook paper. So I was like, how does that even happen? I don't know, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyways, it is what it is, right? You just work with it. Okay, do you see that bubble? It's hideous. And of course, so anyways, I put this silver back on. I really liked the silver and the gold's contrast. I know it's not a lot of people's preferences, but you do you, okay? So after that, I'm going to get some greenery. This is a pick from Walmart. I am going to deconstruct it because that's what like us crafters do with everything. And I'm going to hot glue everything on individually so that I could play around with the placement. Now, why I didn't put it on the right side where the bubble is, you guys, I don't know, but that would have probably been the wiser. So then taking this little wood bead strand, one of my amazing subscribers sent it to me. I am hot gluing that to the middle of our pine branches. And then I am going to also get, I don't know what they're called, you guys. It was the pack. It had like pine cones in it, some gold, some red. It was bags at Dollar Tree in the floral section. Anywho, that's where I got this stuff from. And I'm going to go ahead and play around with it. I put some gold in there. I put some plain little baby pine cones on there. And I'm just trying to hide the top of those branches so you can't see it. Then taking these wood stars, these are also from Dollar Tree from this year's Christmas collection. I'm going to hit those with some crimson red. And then while they are still wet, I am also going to grab some antique wax and put that over just to darken up the red a tad bit. I don't know why I don't like it like this bright, bright red. But I'm going to hot glue those to the end. And that's all, you guys. Now you can add lettering to this, put Merry and Bright. I mean, there's so many options that you can do, but I really liked the simplicity of this because of the metallic gold that's shining through. And of course I needed to add red because it's Christmas. So y'all, I hope this inspires you to put your own twist on it or make it exactly like this. It's totally up to you, but I think it came out adorable. And like I said, so easy. All right. Now this one's like super easy. So taking candles from Dollar Tree. This is some red sheet music from Hobby Lobby. This actually has a Christmas song on it, so I love it. I do wish I would have got like red or green candles, so keep that in mind if you want to recreate these. Then taking these scissors, you guys, I don't know where these scissors came from, okay? But I found them in my stash and they worked out perfectly. Now, if you don't have these scissors, you can definitely just tear the edges off if you don't want like the crisp lines. So I do that for both sides of my scrapbook paper. Then I'm going to turn them around and I'm going to take my handy dandy squeezy Mod Podge and I am going to coat this. Now, I was thinking maybe you could use a glue stick, but I feel like it would pop off. Then I was like, could you use hot glue? But we know how hot glue and glass reacts to each other. So I would say go with Mod Podge. Then I lay it on my candle and I could have measured so I didn't waste the paper, but I wasn't thinking here, y'all. So I just wrapped it around and it worked out perfectly fine. Then I made sure that I got the seams so it didn't come out. So I applied a little bit more Mod Podge, close that up, and I'll be doing the same thing to my second candle. Now, once I'm done, I get some twine. I'm going to tie it in a double knot around our candle, and then I'm going to apply just a little bit of hot glue to the back so that our twine doesn't move around. Then I'm going to wrap it around to your preference, however thick that you want it. And then I am going to, we're going to skip this part because I did not do a great job of showing you guys what I was doing. So now I am going to tie this. I tie the twine in a bow. Hold on, you guys. I get a better shot. Here we go. And then taking more of that stuff, the bag of stuff I got from Dollar Tree, and some pine branches that I got from another Walmart. Sorry, you guys, the kids just got home, so you're probably going to hear them in the background. I apply those, and that's it. I mean, oh, no. These little cream, little berry things I stick in there too. Let me see. I show you. There we go. And now, that was it. And look at how cute these are. I love the red music notes. I love the Christmas song on them. I love the simplicity of the greenery. And I hope it inspires you because there's so many different ways that you can make this. All right. So this one, you guys, we are going into our Cricut design space. I'm going to select a circle. Let me tell you, this is going to be the easiest DIY ever. I am going to unlock. Then I am going to go up to the top and change my size to 2 by 2. And then you guys, I'm just going to hit duplicate on the top right like a million bajillion times. If there's an easier way to just like hit it and put fill page, please let me know. So then I put make it. And of course I'm like, oh, I could fit 2 more on there. So of course I have to go back and duplicate 2 more times. If you're somebody that likes to make cards or do a lot of paper crafting, you guys, options are endless here. So then I'm going to go ahead and press continue. And you'll see up top it says set base material. So I'm going to go to popular, and then you can see we have like medium cardstock, light, vinyl, iron-on, fabric. But if you go up to browse all materials, y'all would be shook with how many, look at this. I'm just going to scroll through really fast. So if you guys don't like fast, please close your eyes. But look at all this. Options are seriously endless here, but I don't need any of those. I need the medium cardstock because it is a thicker scrapbooking paper or cardstock, whatever we want to call it. And then we're just going to go ahead and press continue. And then we are going to go over to our maker here, press the green button. I also make sure to use a light grip mat. That way when I pull my paper away, it does not rip it, which we do not want to happen. And this literally took the machine like 30 seconds to cut out. Then as you can see here, I just pop it away, pop all my little circles off of here, and I'm ready to start crafting. You could even make little pieces of confetti with it. Oh, so many options. So now I'm taking these styrofoam cones. These are from Dollar Tree. And I am going to start hot gluing our scrapbook circles. You know what you picking up what I'm putting down. And all I'm doing is overlapping each of these circles. Now, as you go up, and you can see, I leave a little overhang on the bottom because we're going to put a candlestick under this tree. So leave a little overhang there. Then as I go up, you can see I'm now hot gluing in between the bottom layer. Does that make sense? I know you guys are picking up what I'm putting down by just watching it. So, just don't listen to me. Okay, so then I continue to hot glue as I go around. And I feel like I'm going to make you watch this for a very long time when I should have cut all of this out. So hi, my name's Sammy. I'm like a master editor of YouTube videos. And if you guys couldn't tell, here's the proof right here. You would think, y'all, man, your girl's a mess. So anywho, as we get to the top, make sure you leave a little bit of overhang on the top. Just a wee bit. We don't need a lot, but we want it to look a little bit more pointed at the top, and you also don't want to see that flat part of the cone there. So make sure you leave a little bit sticking up, okay? So then I'm going to take these finial caps. I get these at Walmart. They come in a pack of 8 with 2 different sizes in them. I'm going to take Rich Black by Folk Art. I'm going to paint those up. Excuse me. And I did make 2 trees. That's why you see 2 of them here. And after that, we're going to go ahead and let those dry. Then I'm going to take a glass candlestick from Dollar Tree. I did spray paint it matte black by Rust-Oleum. I am now going to apply some hot glue to them, and this is going to be our base. And that is it, you guys. It was so easy, especially because I did not have to cut these out like one by one, and they turned out, they almost look like a regal, you know, just like the simplicity, the gold. So beautiful. Okay, are you guys ready for this DIY? Because it's kind of like cheating because it's so easy. So another scrapbook paper. I just looked up banner on the Cricut and I found these. It cut it out for me, even cut the slits out on the top to like string my ribbon through. And as you can see, the middle one, I put that one sideways to cut. So yeah, just ignore that. Don't do that, okay? I was just trying to conserve paper and I didn't want to use another sheet. So taking our IOD letter stamps, I will leave my Stockist link down below in the description box, Bonda from the Painted Heirloom, but I will also say that you could go to ironorchiddesigns.com and see if you have a local retailer in your area. But as you can see, these are so easy to use. I just peel it from my sheet that it comes on. I just took a clear cutting mat, and that's what you'll see me stick it on right here. Hold on, I gotta change my TV show, okay? All right, so you'll see me stick it on this clear thing. Then I take my IOD black ink, and then I just press it on there. And you guys, these are reusable. That is what is so amazing, because I don't have to go cut vinyl every single time. I could use these, put them away, pull them out whenever I need them. So absolutely love these. So I'm going to continue with the Y, and then like I said, this is just so easy that all we're going to do now is take some twine. The Cricut already put the slits up top for me, so I didn't have to hole punch these. And I am stringing the twine through the back because the letters are a little higher up, so I didn't want it covering. And y'all, imagine, like, you can make a happy birthday banner with this. If you have like a staircase, you can, you know, put like Merry and Bright. I mean, this was just so easy not to do a bigger one. So I might have to do it for my staircase because, yeah, it would be cute. Sorry, my throat's starting to get dry. Okay, you guys, I hope you like this. I hope it inspired you. If you do have a Cricut, get it out of the box, okay? There is no need to keep it in the box and be scared. Just take it out, have fun with it, play around. I promise it is easier than you think. And you guys, I appreciate you being here with me today. I hope you enjoy. Right, you guys, we got a lay wood round. So, a couple questions we'll get out of the way. This is an 18-inch wood round. I usually get all my wood rounds from Home Depot when they are in stock. I am going to be staining with this gel stain by Rust-Oleum. I actually got this at the Dollar Tree. Usually I use oil-based stains, and I will use a microfiber cloth to apply the stain. I think that got all of it out of the way. All right, so with this gel stain, well, any stain, you're going to stain it with the grain of the wood. I am going to stain the front, the back, and the sides. I will say this gel stain wasn't as movable as the oil stain. I guess it's supposed to dry faster than oil stain, but I kept this overnight. I think that's just because I'm used to doing that, so I don't really know if it dried faster or not. So I wanted to point out, after I was done staining, I applied this clear shellac to my wood round. This is going to keep the knots of the woods and any of the stain from peeking through our bright white paint. You could also use this stuff on things like, you know, vintage furniture, so that like you don't have the tannins coming through or the oils coming through. So it's a great product to keep in your stash. So now I'm going to apply my painter's tape. As you can see, there are lines already there for you where the glued pieces of wood are. This is Scotch 233 plus automotive tape. It is expensive, but this is what works for me. It's just very adhesive, so I never have any bleeds with it. I do have all of the products I use for my wood rounds in my Amazon store link down in the description box. So now I'm going to go ahead and wrap that around my wood round. And then I'm taking Linen White by Rust-Oleum, my mini sponge roller. These come in a 2-pack at Menards. And I am going to do 2 coats of the white paint on top and on the sides leading up to our painter's tape, of course. You should never have to put a bunch of pressure on your roller. Just coat your roller appropriately and you should be fine. Then comes the most satisfying part, taking that paint off. Save that paint. You can painter's tape. You can reuse it. And look at that crisp line. All right. So now I'm going to take my stencil that I made with my Cricut. This is Aura Mask 813 stencil vinyl. I have a lot of you saying that you get bubbles in your stencil vinyl. I highly recommend, if this is something that you are going to continue to do, to invest your money in the big roll. I think it's like $63. You want the stencil vinyl to come on its original cardboard roll, because what happens is when you get these smaller rolls, the person that is like rolling up the vinyl rolls it too tight, and that's where the bubbles come from, and it is very hard to get those bubbles out. So I highly suggest investing in the bigger roll. So now that we have that applied, I am taking Crimson Red by Waverly. I cleaned my sponge roller, I rolled it in a towel to get that excess water out, and I am just using it again. So again, do not apply any pressure to this roller. You should just be using a light hand. The more pressure you put down on it, the more chances you are of pushing that paint underneath your stencil. So I do 2 coats, you guys. And as you can see, my Aura Mask starts bubbling up. And I'm like, why is this happening? That's so weird. It's never, see how I'm like trying to push it down around the letters? I'm like, this has never happened before. And I could not figure it out for the life of me. But then I get onto the second coat and start drying that. And then I fill the heat gun, because I have a cool setting and a hot setting on my heat gun. But the cool setting, you can also change it to become like more like warm. And what I was doing was drying this with the with heat. And so it was causing my vinyl to bubble up. Then it caused this amazing, what happened to that? I don't know, you guys. Okay, well, sorry. I took the stencil vinyl off. I'm going to apply it with this. I'm going to apply clear matte spray paint over the top. You just need a very light mist, and then you are going to let it dry. It takes less than a minute, and this is going to help not spread that red paint onto your white. So I am now taking Helmsman water-based. I'm going to put the can right here. You can see under Minwax, it says water-based. This is what you want to not, in order to not yellow your white paint. If it does not say water-based, then more than likely it's going to yellow your paint. So I am using a chip brush here. I'm going to apply 2 coats to the front, to the back, and then obviously we're going to touch up on the sides as well. Make sure you hit your sides up, because if not, then you're going to have drips going down the side and they will dry a nice cloudy white color, which we do not want. So I am going to finish applying the first coat, and then I'm just going to fast forward the other ones, you guys. I think you get it, right? And this is just a chip brush, just an old cheap chip brush that I'm applying it with here. All right, now I'm taking my D-hooks. These are in my Amazon store link as well. And I put them about 3 inches in on each side, and then I guesstimate how far down. So I screw those in. I'm going to take my wired jute cord. This is actually from Dollar Tree, and I prefer this over ribbon. It holds up very well. I have one on my door right now, and I've never had issues with the wired jute cord. So we're gonna do the other side as well. You just twist that on up. I put a little hot glue just so like the actual like jute doesn't unravel on me. And then after that, we are then, you guys, I don't know how I made this bow, but I made it and it looks so good. I think I did like a circle, okay? Then I scrunched it together. Then I brought the bow towards me and then away from me. I don't know. You guys just watch because I don't know what I did. And then I twisted it around the middle. And then I am going to lay my greenery in there. So usually, if you've seen my videos before, I usually zip tie my bow and my greenery together. This time, I just had to wrap it, and then I'm going to hot glue the strand in the middle to the back, and this was not budging. Like, my greenery is not going anywhere. You guys, I don't know how I created this, but it was so easy, and it looks so good. Now I'm taking my industrial strength Velcro, and we are going to apply this to the back of our bow and our greenery. I have been using this for quite some time now. I have one on my front door right now. I have the like storm door that slams against it all the time, and it is still holding strong. I prefer to use this. That way you could change your bow out, next year if, red trucks isn't your thing. You can easily change your bow out by taking off the, the Velcro. And if it ever did come off, all you had to do was apply more Velcro. But I have not had that issue personally. And that greenery, did I already say I got it from Walmart? I got it from Walmart, y'all. So we're just going to go ahead and take that off and look at how pretty. I wanted this to be a little bit more simple so people that were beginners could easily achieve this look. I love the bright white with the red, and then that bow. That ribbon is actually from Dollar General. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this wood round. For this one, my friend gave me these like wood signs when she was moving. So I am taking two of the pieces. I'm going to take the backing off of these. Literally everything I either got free or I got on Facebook Marketplace. Even the wood round my girlfriend Tina gave me. All right, so we're going to go ahead and paint the front and the back and the sides all linen white by Rust-Oleum. I think I only had to do one coat on these. And then as you can see, we have the 4 pieces. The 2 smaller ones are going to connect our 2 wood pieces together. So I'm going to fast forward this. Now, you guys, do as I say, not as I do, because I did not apply any wood glue to this. So normally, you would apply wood glue to the 2 middle pieces and then to your small wood pieces that are going to hold your sign together. I did not do that. Then, taking my nail gun, y'all, I am measuring because I don't want it to pop through. But then the longer ones, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a try. Your girl knew what was going to happen. And it happened. It busted through the front of the sign. So then I put in these smaller staples, and those were too small. It went through the first piece of wood, but it would not go through the second. So then I had to get old school, and I just took nails and hammered them on in. I had to. It was the only way to make it work because I didn't have any nails for my nail gun that were like in between the 2 sizes. So you guys, so this is where I'm trying the little nails. And then I'm like, nope, that's not going to work. So then I just end up nailing it. All right, so now I'm repurposing the D-hooks that were originally on there. D-hooks are great to use if you think that you're going to be putting weight onto something. So since this is going to have hooks on it, I wanted to make sure I had D-hooks so that it could withstand the weight that might be hanging from it. So now that that's done, we're going to flip it on over. I am going to take these hooks. This is from Dollar General. I got it on clearance, you guys, for I think like $1.50. And John was the one that had the idea because these hooks were like put on super crooked. He was like, we should take off the hooks, put them on some barn wood, and then we could resell it at the booth for way more than $1.50. So that is what I'm doing. I'm taking off these farmhouse hooks from this Dollar General sign. You know I'm going to keep that piece of little MDF because we could use that for something. And then I am going to attach it to our wood sign. So I'm using my painter's tape to have a nice straight guideline as to where to put my hooks. Then I'm going to grab a pencil and I'm going to start marking where the holes are in these hooks. And that is going to give me a nice guideline because we are going to pre-drill some holes. That way it's easier for me to screw the screws that came with the hooks back in. So as you can see, doing that, yep, easy, easy, easy. And then I am just going to screw those back in. So again, the wood was free and then the hooks were like $1.50. What's up? Okay, so now I'm going to take my stencil again with Aura Mask 813 stencil vinyl. I got this image off of the Cricut Access and I am just going to apply that down. Well, I'm trying to get this as straight as possible. It is so hard when you pick a design with straight lines like the border, because if it's crooked, you're gonna tell. All right, so we're gonna apply that. We're gonna peel the transfer tape back, which is Vinyl Ease transfer tape. And then, sorry that the color changes when blue gets all up in the mix. So now I'm taking Rich Black by Folk Art. I'm using my stencil brush from Dollar Tree, and I'm just kind of stippling this on. I didn't want it to be like a clean black. I wanted it to look a little worn. So that's why I'm stippling it on instead of like sponge rolling it on. I'm not trying to cover every nook and cranny on this. So now I'm going to go ahead and take that off. No bleeds whatsoever. That's what's up. And I don't use Mod Podge. Don't. I just have a very soft hand and I don't apply any pressure when I am painting a stencil. So I am going to finish weeding this. I think I kept a lot of this in here for some reason. You're welcome. But I like this because it can go for winter too. Like it doesn't just have to be a Christmas, you know, what would this be? A shelf hanger, a hanger, you know what but look at how cute this is. Like the farmhouse hooks are everything. I love that it's winter related. You could see the basket that I made in my previous video hanging from there, a cute little scarf, and this will be definitely going in my booth. Okay, this next one, you guys, I found these. These are actually lids to ammo boxes, and I think I got 6 of them for $25 on Facebook Marketplace. I sanded them with a very low grit sandpaper. I want to say like 80, maybe 60 to get all of the stuff off of it, and then I sprayed it with shellac as well. And then I'm going to go in with our Rich Black chalk paint. Now, this chalk paint is super thick. Even when I put a little water in it and mix it up, it is thick. So I wanted to show you what I'm doing. I am getting my spray bottle. I am spritzing the water on the wood and then applying my chalk paint. This helps the chalk paint move and it helps it go further. So I learned this by watching Amber Strong paint furniture, and seriously, it is like one of my best takeaways because I would have probably used so much paint if I did not have that water to really spread this chalk paint out and kind of like thin it out for me. So I am going to paint the front, the back, these sides. I am planning on selling this in my booth. So for me, I rather take the time and have a very finished product for somebody. But to each their own. Some people don't like wasting their product on the back of like signs and stuff. So that's understandable. But for me, I know if I buy something, I would want it to look finished. So after this dries, I am then marking out some holes on the back here. And I am going to then, any day now. Sometimes I think I do a really great job editing, and sometimes I'm like, How did you miss this boring part? Sorry, you guys. So we're going to take our drill gun and I am going to drill some holes up in this wood. One, if I don't drill, my table burst. And then I'm going to drill another hole on the opposite side. I'm going to take some nautical rope from Dollar Tree, feed that on in there, knot it up. I'm going to pull it as hard as I can just to make sure that knot is good and it's there and it's not unwinding. I'll put it through the opposite side, and I think this was like the way to go because it just ties in very well. So next I'm taking, you guessed it, ornament stencil vinyl, linen white by Rust-Oleum, and I made this with my Cricut. So now I am taking my stencil brush once again and I am stenciling on my paint. Now I always get asked, why not just use vinyl? For me, you guys, I rather take that little extra time to paint because one, it's gonna last way longer, and two, I can charge a lot more for something that is painted versus something that has vinyl on it. And again, for me, it's being able to guarantee the person that's buying this is going to be able to enjoy it forever versus vinyl. I can't guarantee that because usually vinyl lasts up to like 5 years, and this is an indoor sign. So I'm going to take that off. Again, no bleeds. My favorite part. Okay, so after I'm done weeding that, as you can see, I'm brushing off that chalk paint. And then I'm going to take my IOD stamps. You guys have seen me use these multiple times. I love the snowflake ones. I don't know why. So I'm just applying some white chalk paint to them. And then I'm going to put these sporadically on here. At first I was going to leave this completely plain and just do the Merry Mel. And then I was like, oh, it needs something else. It needs something a little bit more Christmassy. So use your imagination, or if you like the simplicity, then don't put anything. You do you, okay? So after I'm done with this, we are going to take some twine. I double knot it. Then we are going to use our staple gun. I'm going to make sure that's hammered down so it's nice and tight. Now, when you're doing a sign like this, you need to make sure you are pulling that twine as tightly as you can. If you have any give whatsoever in this twine, what is going to happen is when you apply like the little clips to hang pictures or cards, it is going to sag, and the more you use it, the more sagging you're going to have, and it's just not going to be pretty. So pull as tightly as you can here and wrap it around. You'll see right here, I'm going to stop. I'm going to double knot it again, and then I am going to staple this to the board. It took me 3 tries to do it, but I did it. And this is just giving me like another point of like just making sure it's attached very well. And then I'll go ahead and bring that all the way down. Then I'm going to take more of these fairy lights. You guys, I need to put these in my Amazon store for you. I just wrapped it around the back. I'm going to wrap it around 3 times right here. And I feel like this just like, oh my gosh, completed this and took it up a notch for sure. I'm going to Velcro this little pack to the back. That way, if you ever had to change it, it easily comes off. And that's it, you guys. We are absolutely done with this sign. And it came out, look at, absolutely gorgeous. And this is a big sign. Like this ammo box lid, it's pretty darn big. Oh, and make sure you clear it as well. I did clear Rust-Oleum spray paint for this because it's going inside. And I love the addition. And Mama Mickey gave me that card last year. But I love the addition of the lights. It just makes it. All right, you guys, for this one, we are making a framed wood sign. So I am going to take, this is actually permanent stencil vinyl. This is 651 Oracle? Yeah, vinyl. And we are going to be applying this directly to this sign. So this wood piece and the frames that I already pre-cut were actually for another sign, and I already happen to have it in my stash. So that's why I'm using it. I did stain the wood with True Black. I believe it's by Minwax. And now I'm applying my stencil vinyl right here. And then, oh, well, I've got to make sure we get it straight because there's a straight line on there, of course. So I got to be a little bit more precise. Now that that vinyl is on, we are going to take the Rust-Oleum Linen White. I am taking that sponge roller once again, and we are going to apply 2 coats of this. So you'll see a drastic difference like between a 1 coat and 2 coats. So make sure you let that dry in between coats before you apply your second one. After our second one is applied, maybe, I guess I didn't cut this. Sorry, you guys. The kids just got home from eating ice cream. Oh, and I do have this heat gun in my Amazon store link too. I love that it's multi-use because it has the cool setting and the hot setting. Don't know why I decided to have you guys watch all of this, so I apologize. You guys know that I love to keep you on here, listening to my voice because it's so soothing. I could probably stop it and delete it, but at this point, you guys, I've already talked your head off for like 50 seconds. So, okay, so you'll see the difference between 1 coat and 2 coats. Again, you should not have to use any pressure with this. Sorry, you guys had to watch all of this. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and we will weed our vinyl out. Now, make sure you have a great weeding tool. This is the Cricut weeding tool. It is my favorite. I have several of them. They are so sharp and they get under that vinyl so well. Now, you'll see once you're peeling up vinyl, you get a bunch of flakes, and I am dusting it off with my paintbrush. If one of those flakes get on the black part and you happen to kind of like smear your finger with it, it is literally like putting wet paint on your wood. It will not come off. So that is why I'm kind of trying to dust as I move along. So after I'm done weeding, we are going to get my frames. I will leave a link down in the description box for y'all how to make a wood framed sign. I do have a step-by-step tutorial, and we are going to apply wood glue to the bottom of those frames so you could see. Now, if I was in the garage or making this for someone other than myself, I would be using wood clamps to really hold the wood sign together and make sure that it is nice and tight. So after that, we apply that last one. Now I'm using my nail gun and I'm going to attach the frame itself together to each other, and then I attach the frame to the wood itself. Now, don't mind the back. This was for me. If it was for someone else, I definitely would have stained that black. So now I'm taking a sawtooth hanger, putting that right in the middle. Oh, that looks really crooked. Do I fix that? Jeez, good thing this is mine. All right, you guys, and this is our special huge announcement. We are now becoming Veltri Party of 5. Baby Veltri is due June 2022. We are so excited to finally be able to share this with you, and I have more details coming right after this. Okay, so for our first ornaments, we're going to start off by using the IOD molds. I got this from thepaintedheirloom.com, and I am also working with the IOD clay. You don't have to use their clay, but it's great clay. So you can see right there, I covered it with some cornstarch, and then I am just pressing it into all of those nooks and crannies, then taking my rolling pin and just smoothing that out. Once I have that all in, I'm going to flip my mold upside down and it'll easily pop right out. Next, I take my craft knife and we are just going to cut all of that excess clay off of our frame. It is so easy and these come out so beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and finish removing the excess clay off of this frame. And then we are, while this clay is still, I'm going to say quote unquote wet, moldable, I am applying my medium adhesive Store Bond glue to the back. I'm using a Dollar Tree ornament. And then I'm going to place this on. And this is why I'm doing it while it's still moldable. That way I could kind of bend it and shape it to our ornament. So you can see I'm kind of like bending up the side, not up the sides, but bending the sides to kind of mold to the ornament. And then I will set that aside and I'll go ahead and just let it cure to make sure that it's adhered. Imagine these on glass ornaments too. Whew. Okay. So this next one, I'm doing a poinsettia. Now this is an older mold from IOD. You might be able to find it from a stockist. So I'm going to leave Vonda from the Painted Heirlooms online store down below, and also Iron Orchid's website, so that you could potentially find a stockist near you. So again, I coated my mold with cornstarch. I think it's cornstarch, I don't know. And then I'm pressing my clay into there. Now I like to take my rolling pin and roll it on the back. That way I could get as flat and even as a surface as I can, because as you can see, you're like digging your fingers in there. So I don't want it to be like all bumpy. I want it to be flat, where like when I apply the glue and apply it to my surface, it's hitting like the entire mold, not just certain sections of it. So again, taking the craft knife, we're going to go ahead and clean up this beautiful flower. After that, taking it again while it's still moldable, I'm going to take that Star Bond adhesive, apply it to the back. Now you guys, you could apply this stuff to glass, to wood. You could just use the mold by itself and make ornaments just like that. I mean, there are so many things you could do with the molds, and the best part is you could use them over and over and over again. So doing the same thing, pressing those edges down, making sure it's molding to the ornaments, and then I set that aside and let it cure. So after that is done, maybe one day, you guys, I can't stop yawning. I'm going to take Linen White by Rust-Oleum and a chip brush, and I am going to coat the entire clay piece, and then we're going to go around the ornament as well. And I'll do the front, I will do the back. You guys, once you see the final result of this, the details that these sisters are able to put in their products are like stunning. I'm like, how does it happen? Because this is a small piece and the details are just outrageous. So for our poinsettia, we're taking Crimson by Waverly, and we are going to go ahead and coat this. And I did do 2 coats on each of these. Make sure you're getting on the sides of your clay, getting kind of like stippling so that you're getting in all the nooks and crannies of those details. And then next, now that it's dry, I'm taking my antique wax and water mixture, taking a Dollar Tree stencil brush and stippling that into the frame. Like I said, this has so much detail in it. I have to get it in all the nooks and crannies. So I'm going to apply it to my frame first. Then I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm just going to blot off the excess of this. And just keep in mind too, if you didn't want like the middle piece of the frame, you just easily cut it out. Like, yes. All right. And then I'm going to apply again the wax to the remainder of the ornament and blot it off as well. And then remember, the wax, antique wax, white wax, those are your sealants. So you don't have to go out and like spray this with like a Rust-Oleum clear matte or anything. Your wax is your sealer in this case. So I'll finish that one up. Then we're going to take DIY white wax. My girl Bree from Upcycle by Bree sells this. I'll leave her link down in the description box. And it is my favorite white wax. It is like so buttery smooth. It moves around great, and the color is a pure white. So as you can see, I focused on that poinsettia, so it really pops. And then I'm going to dry brush the rest of the ornament because again, it is my sealer for my paint. So, and it looks cohesive too. So just do the front and the back. Okay. All right, so now that I'm done, I'm taking this reindeer stamp from the new Christmas stamp collection, putting that right in the middle of our frame. Comes out absolutely gorgeous. Then I'm just going to add some accessories. Now, obviously, the star of the show are the clay molds. So we don't need a lot going on up top, okay? So I'm just adding some greenery from, you guys know, my favorite picks from Walmart that I use on every video. And I'm going to add some little berries. Do we ever like just use something the way that we buy it? I I feel like as crafters, we deconstruct everything we buy. All right, so then I just add a twine finger bow. I will leave that down in the description box for you. I've been really good about actually following through with leaving things down in the description box, by the way. So I am going to accessorize the reindeer ornament in the same fashion. And you guys, I cannot wait for you to see these. Look at these. Look at how gorga. Oh my gosh, the detail. Do you see the detail in the frame? In that reindeer stamp. Like, oh my gosh, these are extraordinary. I wish I would have made more for my booth, but I absolutely love these. All right. This next ornament is super easy, but I'm going to be showing it a couple times because we have new crafters here. So for this ornament, we are going to be making tassels. I'm using this bigger tag. I think it's one of the tags from Dollar General, and I'm going to wrap my twine around it. Now, of course, the more you wrap around, the thicker your tassel is going to be. I made some that were like less, some that were more. I prefer it with more. So now I'm going to take a second piece of twine. I'm going to put it through the loop, double knot it right on top. Then I'm going to take a 20 millimeter wood bead, place that through, and then double knot it right on top of that bead so it doesn't go anywhere. And then I'll make another knot at the top, and this will become the hanger for our ornament. Next, I take another piece. We're going to go about an inch down, and we are going to double knot this again. Now, keep in mind, I do not cut the bottom of this tassel, and you'll see why, and it's preference, of course, too. So after we're done, yeah, okay, wrap it around. There we go. After we're done, I'm going to take these, hold on, I got to fan her out, her dress. This galvanized heart. So I took these off of Valentine's Day Dollar Tree signs, like, I don't know, a long time ago. And now I'm going to hot glue this tassel to our heart. And we have this beautiful tassel angel, and they are breathtaking. So since this was so easy, I wanted to show one more time for those of you that are new to making tassels. Taking twine. Now this one I want to make very thick because I'm going to be using a bigger galvanized heart. So again, we're wrapping it around until you get it to the thickness that you want, and then I'm going to cut it. I'm going to take a second piece of twine, feed it through the loop up top, double knot that. It's super easy. And this is how you would make them too, you guys, if you wanted them on like a wood bead garland or something. I'm going to feed our bead through, double knot that on top. Got to cut those off. All right, so now we're taking that third piece. We're going to go an inch down from what is our angel's head. Okay, oh, my bead starts coming loose. Got to double knot that. Don't want it going anywhere. Don't want to lose the angel's head. So go about an inch down, and you can see how like this top piece like essentially makes the bodice of our angel and then the bottom flowy part of her dress. It is just so stunning. And so we are going to go ahead and get our heart. So this is a bigger one. I'm going to put the hot glue on the back of what is her bodice, I guess. Is bodice the right word? I don't know. I guess you guys will tell me, I'm sure. So I apply it to the back and make sure it's, kind of flat. It's going to be easier to adhere to your heart. Look at how cute. All right. And then this is how they look. So you can see the white one, I actually cut the tassel and she looks gorgeous. And then the other two, I left the tassels as is and didn't cut it. So You guys, let me know if you're going to be making these for your Christmas ornaments. Now, these next ones are so easy. And you guys, like I said, to do with the kids, if my kids had been home from school, they totally would have been joining in with me. So these are the wood mugs, I guess they would be called, from Dollar Tree. On the front, I am going to paint it up to like where the whipped part starts. But the back, we're going to completely coat in the green paint. That way, if it happens to flip around, it looks like a finished piece. Or if you're selling them, you got a finished piece. Then I'm going to take, so that is vintage green, I think, from Plaid. I'll leave the link down below because I always get the name wrong. And then I'm going to take Crimson by Waverly, and we are going to do the same thing. These would be so cute, you guys, if you were making them for like the entire family. Like I said, for your kids to get involved. They're just like really fun, easy ornaments. So we're going to finish this up. I do paint like 3 green, 3 red, and color possibilities are so endless. And you can even just put Merry or Jingle or whatever on them. So now taking caulking from Dollar Tree, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze that on top. Take this spatula from my Cricut, and I am going to smooth that over, make sure I'm covering it, and then I kind of sway it back and forth so that you get that whipped effect. Next, I'm going to then take some, after I wipe all my edges off, make it look nice and neat, take some glitter from Dollar Tree. And this, you guys, like, I don't have the accessories, but if you had like a peppermint or a straw, I mean, you can get really creative with these. And this was my first time using the caulking to like make like, I don't know, quote unquote food DIYs. So it was my first attempt, and I think it came out pretty good. Nice and easy for me. I ain't making any cakes or cupcakes or anything, but these are more must speed. So again, applying some green to this one. So easy peasy, Dollar Tree squeeze. And then we are going to just get some twine, make some loops so that we could attach these to the back of our mugs, which now that I think about it, I don't even think I showed you how to do, but I think you get how you would do it. You just put some hot glue and then put it on the back of the mug. All right. Oh, you guys, if you've never tried these, it's like the soy wasabi blue diamond almonds. Oh my gosh, they're so good. All right, back to the DIY. I am now taking some vinyl decals. I believe this font is Snow Deer, and I got it from defont.com. I am making some for my niece and my nephew, and then I'll be making some for my kids. And like I said, you don't have to put names. You don't have to personalize these. You can simply put like Merry, Jingle, Noah. I was going to say Harvest. Wrong holiday, girlfriend. But you can put different things on these. And then after I'm done with this, I just attach the little strings to the back of it with some hot glue. And this is how they turn out. So simple, but so cute. And like I said, you could personalize them, or you could kind of make them everyday, kind of Rae Dunn looking. You do you. I hope you like them too. Oh, I rhymed. Okay, these are so easy. These are like the wood Scrabble pieces from Dollar Tree. I have a bunch. At first I thought, oh, just paint over the Scrabble pieces. And then I was like, girl, get smart. Like, just hot glue the pieces together. So I'm going to cut some strips of ribbon out. I'm going to do some red, some black. You could do twine, tons of options here. And then after I'm done cutting those out, because I want to show you this whole process because you guys don't know how to cut ribbon, I am going to put a little bit of hot glue on the top. And there we made our loop. Then I'm going to apply hot glue all around our Scrabble piece. And then on the inside, I'm going to place the other Scrabble piece on top. And you guys can paint these whatever color you want. You could distress them. You could do them black. You could do them white, red. I decided to leave them just a raw wood. That was my preference. I like the way that they ended up coming out. And now I'm going to do this for as many as you want. So I think you guys are getting, this is for like a mini Christmas tree, not a big giant Christmas tree. Next, I am taking ribbon and we're going to make some finger bows. You guessed it. Again, the link will be in the description box. So right here, I'm just kind of getting the size and then I'm going to take it apart. That way I know the length of each finger bow and I could pre-measure out a bunch of ribbon. So after I do that, we're gonna go ahead and make those finger bows. And as you can see, I did like black and white, red and black, and then that like cow, like farmhouse ribbon. From all of these are from Dollar Tree. This whole thing is Dollar Tree. So I make those. I'm gonna hot glue them to the very top. I chose to put the bows on the top before my lettering. That way I knew how much room I had for my letters. So I continued to do that for the remainder of the Scrabble pieces here. Once you guys learn how to make a finger bow, you guys are so easy. So I thought about doing like a paint pen, but since I didn't paint these, I was like, you know what? If I use a paint pen, it's probably going to seep into this wood and make a huge mess. So I decided to go with the vinyl decals. And I'm just going to put a bunch of different sayings on here, kind of Ray Dunnish inspired, I guess you can say. And these are going to be so cute. I'm going to put this Christmas tree and these ornaments in the kids' bathroom because we have enough like room on the sink. And I think they're just so cute. They were so very easy to make. And this is another one that you can easily make with, you know, kids or friends or whatever. It's just an easy beginner craft, which is awesome. Okay, so I'm sure everybody and the mama knows how to make these, but I wanted to. So here it is. So taking our Dollar Tree ornament, polyacrylic, I am going, and I use polyacrylic because I think somebody told me a long time ago that if you put your ornaments like in an attic with heat, Mod Podge tends to melt. Don't know if that's accurate or not, but anyways, polyacrylic works, so we're going with it. So we're just going around, we're letting that excess of the polyacrylic drip into our cup, and then I'll kind of let it, not like drip dry, but like I just let the excess drip out of it. Then I have like my fancy setup right here with my almonds and my ladybug vacuum, twirling up some like a receipt paper, pouring some glitter that I got from Dollar Tree. And then again, going around and around and around, making sure we have no clear spots in there. And you guys, I get why people like these glitter ornaments. They're just so beautiful. They make you smile because they're so shiny and sparkly and kind of just, it just screams Christmas. So after I'm done with that, then sorry, I smacked my lips right there. Then I am going to take this decal. So we've seen the Santa cam, the elf cam. This is an angel cam. My best friend out here in Kansas, her mother just passed away this month. And I thought that this would just be a beautiful sentiment to let her and her kids, her family know that, you know, her mom is there watching over them this holiday season and every holiday season after this. So I just think it's a great sentiment. So if you have anybody that's currently lost someone, I think this is such a cute idea. So I used like a sparkly blue vinyl for this. And next we are going to take some, sorry about that, silver ribbon. Y'all, I don't know where I got this ribbon from. I've had it forever. You can see how old like the sticker is on there. I'm going to tie that to the top. Then you guessed it, another finger bow. So I am taking this blue gross grain ribbon. And then always remember to burn the edges of this ribbon because it has a tendency to fray. And there we go. Get that lighter. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick that on, make another silver finger bow, and place that on top. And then we have this beautiful angel cam ornament. I know her and her family will absolutely love this. I hope you guys loved these ornaments, and I hope
take this sweater. Welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sammy. On this channel, Hey y'all, welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. On this channel, we do DIYs with signs, upcycles, thrift hauls, crime and crafting. I do a little bit of everything, you guys. So if you think you'd be into that, then keep watching. You're into hot messes. Pasty white. Oh, I think flies are smarter than we think. Did I get him? Well, if I find him in the cup later, I'll know. Okay, let's. There's that clock. Sounds like Hook. Hook. Oh, I love that movie. Okay, anyways, what do we want to talk about? I keep jingling. Perfect. Perfect shirt. You guys are welcome. Okay. For some reason, that clock is annoying me right now. Okay. Well, here we go in the bloopers. Try It Tuesday is where you try somebody else's DIY out and you give them full credit so that other people can enjoy their creativity, so that other people can find new people to get inspired by. That is what it's all about. And shedding. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah? Yeah? I mean, it has to be, right? Or you got to start it all over again. I don't want to start it all over again. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, now what? What are you doing, handsome boy? You enjoying your backyard? Look at that shiny coat. You're so handsome. Come here. It's not a trick. Come here. He's like, why? Oh man, here it goes. Of these DIY. No. Yeah, that was this video. Oh, holy crap. Oh, it's hot.
What is this, black?
That's just black, yeah.
Oh, they did brown though.
No, they did not. It's all black.
That sure looks brown.
Well, I like it black, so do it black. Already hot.
Yeah, you are. There's no acoustics. I mean,
Well,
it's
you
so
could do
quiet.
music right there, and you have your phone sitting right next to you.
So quiet in
If you
here.
need inspirational
Like
punk.
jailhouse craft room time.
You guys, get out so mom can finish. Don't.
Oh, you were very. Side view?
All right. I literally just brushed my hair. How? How does it get like that? And this, y'all, is legs in the bed all the time. Y'all, if you have not watched Christmas Chronicles yet, 1 and 2 with Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn, please do so. Kurt Russell is like the hottest Santa I've ever seen. So much. It's actually a really good movie too. Movies, because there's 2 of them. Okay, anyways, let's get into this. I just wanted to show you guys this. Don't be jealous, okay? I'm not showing you this for you to be jelly. I'm just showing it to you. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I've shown you guys my Hocus Pocus one. This is, if you go follow her on YouTube, Monner's Market. Her name is Brenda. She's the sweetest gal ever. She made me a Hocus Pocus one. I reached out to her and said, can you make me a Santa Claus one from Tim Allen? Because now I'm going to start binge watching that. 1, 2, and 3. So the saying I wanted her to put was, seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. And she picked this rad print. And then you guys just wait. Only I would have Tim Allen Santa Claus's face on a cup. Oh my God, is that not? It just makes me so excited. All right, you guys, let's get on. Now I need to make DIYs. All right, you guys, here is the bump. Bump, 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 bump. I am getting way bigger than my last 2 pregnancies, which is pretty common. I am 3 months pregnant, and it was very sudden. A little backstory. We actually set an appointment to get my IUD out because we wanted to start trying again. But my body had a different idea, because a week before that appointment, I found out that I was pregnant with the IUD. And it was 2 months past its expiration date. So ladies out there, do not mess around with the IUD expiration dates. Nay, nay, okay? Just don't even try it. So we wanted to have another baby anyways, so it just happened a little bit more suddenly and quickly than we had imagined. And that is why I was out the 2 weeks. That is why I had to stop a lot of the things, because this pregnancy has been a lot different than my first 2. I have been extremely, extremely sick. I've had other things going on with my body as well due to getting pregnant with the IUD. And so it's just been really rough, but my doctor did prescribe me a medication, and it has completely changed my life while being pregnant. I finally am feeling like myself. I am having more energy. I could actually like get up in the morning and move around. For a while there, all I did was lay in bed, and that's all I could do without being extremely, extremely sick. So welcome to this journey with me, you guys. It'll be fun. I will obviously be sharing anything and everything that I can with you. I share more on Instagram, so make sure that you're following me there. And we will find out if it's a boy or girl, but not until 20 weeks, the old school way with an ultrasound, no blood work or anything. So hang tight there, but you know what? We'll be happy with whatever, you know, God wants to give us, because we already got a boy and a girl. So we lucky already. So you guys, I just wanted to share that news with you. I actually am sharing the news with you guys before I even share it on Facebook or tell more of our family and friends. So I'm really excited to experience this journey and have the support of so many of my unicorn community members. I don't know. But you guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I can't wait to read your guys' comments, and I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will be back here next week. Bye. It's been a week. It's only Tuesday, but I'm exhausted. And that is why, you guys, this video is not coming out until Thursday, because I'm just finishing Tuesday's video on Tuesday at like 2:30. So my apologies. Right. That looks a little bit more like, hey, you're presentable. Even though your unbrushed teeth say otherwise. Okay. Okay, why? Only one nostril runs after I do my makeup. I need an Oreo. Real quick, you guys, Vonda's link is down in the description box for the IOD Christmas stamps. And they also have Christmas transfers right now, which I didn't use for the ornaments because they're much larger. But just to show you guys real quick, look at this. And these are transfers. So look at how beautiful. Like so pretty. And these aren't just like, I mean, some of them are Christmassy and they say Merry Christmas, but like oh no, just stop. The like deer, the birds, the berries. Let me see, like this one. I love them. So I haven't gotten a chance to use the, ooh, look at that bird. But just wanted to show you. And then Vonda's link is down in the description box for you. Okay. My nose is running again. One classy broad. I feel like that's why you guys stick around. It ain't for the crafts. It's for the classiness that I bring to the table. It's for all of this. You guys are welcome. Every day, every day. All right, bye. This plumping gloss like won't stop tingling. Like that's gonna help. You're not blowing any air onto your lips. And I still do it. Okay. And I did it again. Okay. Okay. Do I look wintry? I do. All right. Okay. Let's get this. Like, do I just accept I'm bold? Like, there's hair there. It's like, did we miss all the dye right there? Just all of it? Like, look at, that's all hair. And I know my original hair is much lighter than what I dye it, but like, there's obviously a bunch of hair right here. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, so it looks like I have hair right there. Okay. Okay. What am I doing? Okay, yeah. Wow. If you thought you were gonna get some new subscribers from this video, you're probably not, because you're a mess. You're probably like, yep, good thing she reminded us, hot mess. Okay. Enjoy.